Lizzie Borden grabbed an axe, gave her father 40 whacks. When she saw what she had done, she gave her mother 41.
Hello, and welcome. I'm Light, and this is my podcast. Today I'm here with the famous Rob. Just one name, that's all you need. Just one name, Rob. How you doing, Rob?
I'm amazing, thank you. Considering it's 5:15 in the morning.
Yes, it's very early in the morning for you. You should make yourself some eggy toast.
Eggy bread.
Eggy bread. God dang it. Saws. I was so close. So we're here today, Rob, to talk about.
How are you?
I am getting along. I'm getting along. I'm trying to get along. I'm gonna go talk to a doctor Friday about some surgery, and yeah, exciting. And I have a birthday coming up.
60th.
Rob, I am 272 years old. I'm a vampire. Thought we discussed this already.
Yep. Right. Are you going to do the rap?
I'm going to say this. You ready? Wait, before I start, I'm going to do this. If you are not already and you would like to be, please click that subscribe button. And if you would do me a favor and just go ahead and click that like button, you can always unclick it if you feel that strongly about disliking this podcast. It's completely free. So if you would, go ahead and click it because it's really good for my channel so that I can get recommended to other watchers. And if you'd like to be notified of this painfully long content, go ahead and click that bell. It's always exciting here.
Yep.
Are you ready?
It's the place to be.
It is. It's like a rave without the drugs. And the music. And the people. So, anyway, are you ready for this, Rob?
Yep.
Lizzie Borden took an axe and gave her mother 40 whacks. When she saw what she had done, she gave her father 41. Lizzie is my type of girl. Let's talk about Lizzie Borden.
She actually only... the mum only received 29 whacks, by the way.
I know. I think the dad only received like 39. But splitting hairs. It's literally splitting hairs right now. You know, on her scalp.
After the first couple, then, it doesn't really matter, does it?
It doesn't. It really just doesn't. It's the first one that really matters. Maybe two. And after that...
What's always fascinated me, how did they know anyway?
How did they know?
No. In, what was it, 1892? How did they know then that the man only received 29 whacks? It's not like they had a lot of forensics then.
Okay, well, here, I'll explain it.
Go on then.
Okay. They clean the body, they shave her head, and then they count the marks.
Okay.
There you go.
What if she went in the same hole more than once?
That's a different podcast. Anyway, so did Lizzie Borden kill her parents? No, she was acquitted. But did she, though? Let's talk about it. Let's talk about poor little rich girl, Lizzie. Okay?
Has
So,
anybody been watching the TV series? Because
it's
that is
been canceled,
absolutely.
Rob.
It's not been cancelled over here because I've just been watching it.
You only have one season, right?
I think so. Yeah, I'm not sure.
Yeah, with Christina Ricci.
Rishi, yeah.
I'm sorry, what's her name?
I say Rishi. I don't know.
Ricci?
Christina
Christina
Ricci.
Ricci?
Yeah.
Christina Ricci? Whatever. She's Wednesday Addams.
Wednesday out of the Addams Family.
Yeah.
I mean, they portrayed her to be some psychopathic lesbian.
Aren't we all? I only watched the first few episodes of it, so I didn't know about the lesbian part. Is that why? I wonder if that's why she never got married, maybe. Or because she was a crazy killer. I don't know.
Would you like me to give you a little bit of background?
Yes, please.
On a hot August the 4th in 1892, at 92 2nd Street in Fall River, Massachusetts. I think I've said that right.
Massachusetts.
Yep, there. Bridget Maggie Sullivan, the maid in the Borden family residence, was resting in her bed after doing the washing the windows outside. She heard the bell from the city hall.
Wait a minute. The maid was resting?
Well,
not in my house.
There's two. What I found is there's two different stories to do with the maid. One sort of says the maid was resting, didn't hear anything, which was rather strange, and the other one was that she was outside.
That's what I heard. I heard she was outside washing the windows.
Yeah.
I didn't hear it. I read it. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Go ahead. Makes more sense, but okay.
She heard the bell of City Hall ring and looked at the clock, and it was 11 o'clock. Oh, she did. A cry from Lizzie Borden, the younger of the Borden sisters, broke the silence. Maggie, come down quick. Father's dead. Someone came in and killed him. An hour or so later, after the body was hacked up almost beyond recognition of Andrew Borden, they went upstairs and they found the body of Mummy, stepmom, who was also beaten to death and left on the floor. He was found on the sofa, on the settee, sofa, whatever you call them in America, and she was found on the floor in the bedroom.
Okay.
That's the background.
How old were the Borden parents?
Let me look at my. I do not think I have.
Andrew Jackson Borden was 69 years old. Emma was 76. Well, that's fun. That's weird. I didn't realize that they were that age. Oops. I had an idea. So he was found laying in a pool on the living room couch. His face had been split in two.
Yeah, he was laying in a pool of his own face.
Yes, he was like, yes. I see what you did there.
He's laying in a pool.
It's okay. Let's face the facts, okay?
Right.
Let's hit this. We're gonna hit this head on now.
Okay.
Okay.
Facts one. Are you ready?
I thought. Okay. Yes.
I'll do facts one, and then you can talk. Okay.
I thought. Oh, I thought you. Okay. You go. Okay.
Right. If not Lizzie, then who? Only Lizzie had a good opportunity to commit the murders. At the time of her mother's murder, which was around 9:30 a.m., household guest John Morse was visiting relatives. Sister Emma was out of town, and Andrew Borden was out running errands around town. This is the maid again. The maid, Bridget Sullivan, was outside washing the windows, like you said. Only Lizzie was known to be in the house at the time of Abby Borden's murder.
Mm-hmm.
At both murders, Andrew Borden was murdered around 11 a.m. An outside intruder would have had to either enter the house for the 90 minutes or have been in the house hiding all night, which was one of the other theories, that someone had snuck in the day before or the evening before and was hiding in the loft or in the, whatever you call it in America, in the
Attic.
In the attic, and came down and committed the murders and then ran away.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's one of the key facts that got her off with the murders.
Right.
Okay.
Okay.
That's fact one.
Okay. Is it? Do I talk after
now.
each fact, or am I going to wait for 14 facts?
No, you can tell now.
Wow, you're dangerously close. Her mother, which wasn't really her mother, it was her stepmother, was found upstairs with her head smashed into pieces.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was having a headache. Okay, so, but she was on the floor. So, was she standing up and then she got hit and she fell to the floor and
Yeah.
whack, whack, whack? Okay.
Yeah. Just couldn't find that itch.
Yeah, exactly. Sometimes you can't. You know, it moves all over. So here's my question. So, like, Andrew was gone. He came home. He didn't see anybody. Lizzie was supposed to be in her bedroom reading. The wife was nowhere to be found. He just was like, I'm going to take a nap.
Yeah, it doesn't. None of it makes sense, really. None of it makes sense.
And he decided not to take a nap, like, in his bed. I'll just lay down here on the couch.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Would you not wonder where your wife was?
That's what I'm thinking. I mean, wouldn't you? If I walked in the house and I knew my husband was home, I'd be like, hey, husband. Hey, husband. I'd walk along around and be like, hey, I'm home. But I don't know. Guess he didn't. That was his mistake.
Yeah. Very much so, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Fact number 2.
Can I just go back to something? If
You
the
may not
maid,
speak.
the maid, whether she was upstairs resting or outside, wouldn't you have thought she would have heard something?
Well,
She
the
must-
thing was, that's what they used against Lizzie, was that she said she didn't hear anything, and they were like, you were in the house. How could you not have heard anything? But it was okay that the maid didn't.
Because it's almost like Amateur, isn't it, again? Why did no one wake up? No one. He was going from room to room shooting people, cocking the gun and reloading, cocking the gun and reloading. And
Well, yeah,
and shooting.
Yeah, that's crazy. But I guess with an axe, well, it seems to me that if her head was literally, crushed into pieces, she was trying to give Lizzie a piece of her mind. Oh, ba-dum-ba. Maybe would the axe hit the floor at that point, or could you, like, I don't know, what would you hear?
Would you not, for the first couple of whacks, would you not hear her crying out?
I don't know. Does it knock you senseless?
Knocks your block off.
Oh my god. I
Anyway,
mean, like, if you are hit in the back of the head with an axe, I think you probably, I don't know if you would scream out. I don't know. First off, I'd be, what the hell just happened? And then comes the next one. I have a splitting headache.
well, I actually have been hit in the head with an axe.
You have?
Yeah, and I've got the scar to prove it. And it fractured my skull, I think. It was either that or being thrown bottles at my head, but that's another podcast. But no, it didn't knock me out completely.
It didn't? Who hit you in the head with an axe?
It's a long story, not really for this podcast, but I
Oh,
will tell you. And they tried to shut my leg off.
she was mad.
Yeah, you're very warm.
Oh.
You're very, very warm.
Shit, Rob. Okay. Well, I gotta hear this one.
Anyway, not now.
Okay. Okay.
You like to hear fact 2?
Yes, please.
It looks like an inside job. Police found no signs of forced entry into the Borden home, despite the fact that the Bordens habitually locked their doors, and nothing appeared to have been stolen. No stranger had been seen entering or leaving the Borden house on the morning of the murders. Hence, that's why they thought that someone may have been hiding, committed the murders, but they would have been covered in blood, literally.
Right.
And no one had seen running from the house covered in blood.
Right.
I don't know. I think that's one of the things that went in Lizzie's favour, because obviously they never found any bloody clothes. Bloody clothes, not, bloodied clothes.
Right. Right. Well, she did burn some clothes.
She did burn some clothes.
Yeah, which that she said had paint on them.
Didn't know that.
Yes, the maid saw her, and our sister saw her, and they both told her, "Hey, this is gonna look bad. You should burn any clothes." And she did it anyway.
I think if it would have happened today, then obviously she wouldn't have got away. She did it, didn't she? I mean,
well, I don't know. I don't know. Well, because if she did do it, it was probably because she didn't like her stepmother, as my guess, right?
Well, there's a lot of theories about abuse and stuff like that towards towards the daddy. She hated the stepmom, and she hated her dad. And there's some other points that I'll get into in a bit that she just didn't like them. I remember Ghost Adventures when they went to the house. I don't know if you've seen the episode.
Mm-mm.
It's a really, really good episode. One of it's a bed and breakfast now, isn't it?
Yeah.
The house is pretty much like it was in the 1800s or whatever day it was.
Uh-huh.
One of the drawers open in the bedroom where her mum died. They go in there and they're filming, and obviously they're using night vision cameras.
Mm-hmm.
So they go in there, and all the bedside cabinets, both the drawers are closed. They go into another bedroom and they hear a noise. They go back into the bedroom, and the drawer by the side of the bed is right open, completely open.
Mm-hmm.
they know this because they can go back to the film when they first went into the bedroom, and the door is closed. So, and there was a lot of other stuff that happened. It's somewhere I would really, really like to go. I don't know if I'd like to spend the night, but
Oh, I love it.
Would you like to spend the night?
Yes.
I don't know about that, but well, yeah, probably I would actually. Probably would like to spend the night.
Yeah, let's do it.
Yep, let's do it. When I win the lottery, we'll do it.
Okay. That works for me.
I'll bring my daughters.
That'd be great.
Yeah. I don't think my ex knows who Lizzie Borden is, so it won't make any difference. I won't tell the girls there's someone was murdered in there.
Okay.
Number 3. Although Lizzie claimed to have been downstairs at the time of her mother's murder, who was upstairs, she said she heard no alarming noises. This despite her mother having been struck multiple times by the axe and then falling to the floor. So that sort of answers your question.
Oh, yeah.
She must have fell to the floor with quite a bang. So, but then the other thing is, if Lizzie was downstairs, okay, Lizzie's downstairs, someone's upstairs, murders a mum, then Lizzie goes back upstairs to her room. Would you not have thought she would have seen the bloody mess on the floor? There must have been bits of head all over the show.
Well, the person who killed the mom, stepmother, if they left the room, then you would think that they would probably have blood on them that could drip, right?
Well, yeah, if you pass them on the stairs, you would wonder what was going on.
Well, I can say that I don't think she passed him on the stairs, but
I know she didn't like us. But
maybe she was like, "Good job, my dad will be home in 90 minutes." Because there is a theory that she hired somebody to do it, so that she wouldn't have to get her hands dirty. The theory back then was that women weren't capable of murder, let alone a gruesome murder, let alone have the strength it took to carry out, to chop somebody with an axe. Axes are heavy. But you got to remember that she was raised getting wood and using that axe. So I don't know if it would be heavy to her. But that was the theory. That's one of the reasons why she got off. Because they just thought, she's a good, rich Christian woman. She wouldn't be capable. So, and by the way, if you guys can hear, my dog is drinking all the water in the world right now. So sorry about that.
well, he's having a wee.
No, she's drinking her weight in water. So that was one of the reasons why she got off. It was good. It was good back then because they refused to take fingerprint evidence from the crime scene because while they did use fingerprint evidence back then, they didn't take it because they thought she's just a woman. Of course she didn't. So if you were going to be a killer at any time in history, that was it. Mass always says to me that there was a long time in history where you could get away with killing anybody as long as you weren't still standing there by the time the cops got there. and it is true. As long as you didn't leave like your wallet sitting there, You could get away with murder. I think of it fondly. Now you have to shave your whole body and wear like
Yeah.
a hazmat suit. I mean,
Yeah.
people notice that shit now when you're walking down the street.
Yeah. Especially when you're carrying an AK-47.
Or an axe,
Yeah.
or an axe.
Yeah.
People are like, hey, wait a minute. Okay, another fact.
Okie dokie. On August the 3rd, the day before the murders, witnesses identified Lizzie Borden as having visited Smith's drugstore in Fall River, where she attempted to purchase a poison pure. Hang on, let me have a look. Prussic acid through. Hang on, can't get my mouth around this at all. Prussic acid. She explained that she needed the acid to clean a sealskin cape. The druggist refused to sell the prussic acid to her.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I don't know what
Why?
prussic. It doesn't say.
Yeah. So we use things like boric acid. I wonder why. Maybe who knows? But yeah, they say that. So maybe she was going to poison them. That was her first idea. I was going to poison them.
And the next, I'll just quickly go on to the next because it sort of runs in line with the going to the chemist or the pharmacy or wherever she went. On the night before the murders, Lizzie visited a neighbour, Alice Russell.
Yes.
Told her she feared that some unidentified enemy of her father might soon try and kill him.
Yes.
So,
I'm sorry.
So then two facts together are trying to buy the acid and then going to, because obviously this must have come up in the trial.
Uh-huh.
Why do you say that? Why would you go and say that to your neighbour when obviously the next day they both end up dead?
This is okay, I have to laugh about this because it's so childish. That is the action of a child. Because she was like, I'm going to give myself an alibi. And spiritualism was super popular back then. So, it wasn't unusual for people to have, visions and, they hired psychics and whatnot. So it wasn't unusual to have the conversation, but it was exactly like a kid saying, like, I have this weird feeling that there's going to be 2 cookies missing out of the cookie jar. And then when it happened, being like, oh my God, I'm psychic. But she ate them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
She was setting herself up to have an alibi. Maybe.
Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah.
Which is so childish. It would be better to say, I'm really worried about my father because such and such and him. Okay, for instance, the man who lived across the street and him didn't like each other. They had, this contemptuous relationship. So to say, I'm really about my father because Mr. Blah Blah threatened to kill him. You know what I mean? But to say, I had a dream, it's so much like a 6-year-old.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anyway, go ahead.
It's amazing she did get away with it. At number 6, Lizzie told police that while she was alone in the house with her stepmom on the morning of the murder, a messenger came to the door with a note summoning her mother to visit a sick friend. Lizzie told people that she assumed her mother had left, despite a thorough search of the Borden home. No such no such note ever was found. So she's completely making shit up now. She's just pouring from her
Ye-
mouth.
Yeah, and it's not and okay, so this was a huge case. Obviously, there was a big deal in that town. And the person who delivered that note, nobody ever came up and said, "Yeah, I did deliver that note." Nor did the person that her mother was supposed to go visit say, "Yes, I sent a note."
Yeah.
So there were ways to find out if that was true or not. And that, again, this is where she's so childish. You can't, like, your lie can't be verified. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
okay, show me the note. Okay, who delivered it to you? Okay, who was the person that she was supposed to go see? And they never followed up on it.
Yeah.
It's weird to me that she was I was gonna say abducted. What?
Acquitted.
Acquitted because it is circumstantial evidence, but it feels if you're lying about something like that, like a note and stuff. I mean, why? Why would you? I
He's
get that
right
you don't
about.
like them. I get you don't like your parents, but at the very least, wouldn't you still want the murderer to be found? Or if she did hire somebody, no, she wouldn't want the murderer to be found. So she
You said,
would go ahead.
you said something a couple of times now about her being very childish. You think
Uh
maybe
huh.
she did have some kind of mental problem, like she was young for, I don't know, autistic or something. I don't know. Like
Maybe.
she was even I don't know how old she was actually. I can't remember if
Oh, I know this. Well, she was 66 when she died. Hold on a second. Hold on.
she might have had a really low mental age.
Um, yeah, and um, maybe that is part of the reason why she had never gotten married, or
Yeah,
she was born on. Okay, she was 32, so that's pretty old to still be living at home at that. I mean, especially back then when you're getting married at 17,
yeah.
18 years old.
I
Huh.
mean, she's the greatest looking woman in the world, but
Yeah, but not horrible. She's not a fiend.
yeah,
I
she's not.
wonder if she was slow.
Yeah, I don't know what the proper definition is, but yeah, slow will sort of covers it all, really.
Yeah. To be that old, to still be living at home. There is a rumor that somebody loved her and wanted to marry her, but her father was strict, and perhaps it was him that killed the parents. But
Uh,
but then, like, you just made your girlfriend the prime suspect. Probably not the smartest way. Run away and
yeah,
elope. People do that. But but then nobody ever married her afterwards, so that doesn't seem like it's plausible.
yeah. I think you're
I'm
going.
kind of leaning towards maybe she was kind of slow. Like, to take clothes and burn them in front of two people if you are the murderer while
Yeah,
they're telling you this is a really bad idea because it's going to make you look like a suspect, which was pretty smart back then. And she's still doing it anyway. That seems like not thinking things through.
and that could be one of the reasons why she did it because she couldn't deal with,
Yeah.
she just overreacted to something, and she had no control.
Yeah. It could be that she became so angry with the stepmother who she didn't like anyway. She Her father was very strict. They were rich. He was worth like 8 point something million dollars, today's dollars back then. But he would like eke out and make them repair shoes, and that's how he got rich. He didn't spend any money. And maybe, well, she didn't like him, obviously. He was a strict disciplinarian. And once she killed the stepmother, she thought, oh, I actually don't have another choice but to kill him too.
Yeah.
Which,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, it's it seems like it, doesn't it? But about number 7, when Bridget Sullivan came back inside with her maid after having finished washing the outside windows around 10:30, she reported hearing a muffled laugh coming from upstairs. She assumed it was Lizzie making the noise. Lizzie, of course, denies being upstairs during this time period between her mother's murder and her father's murder.
Where the hell were you when your dad was killed? You had to be upstairs. He was killed downstairs.
No, I'll tell you what. Number 8 says at the time of the Andrew. Oh, no, forget that. We'll move on to that one in a minute. Yeah. Do you know we were talking about her being a bit slow?
Yes.
Well, someone upstairs. I mean, that's quite sinister, that as well, isn't it? Giggling and laughing.
Right. And that could be like she felt a sense of relief, so maybe she was giggling, like,
Yeah.
I'm relieved, I'm free. I'm kind of leaning towards she was. I don't want to offend anybody. I don't know the proper word I should be using other than just slow, because I'm not a doctor. I don't know what she could have had, but it seems like she was slow, and I wonder why nobody ever brought that up.
Yeah.
Her actions are very childish.
There's a condition called Fragile X syndrome. I don't know if you've heard of it. And I remember when I used to work with young people, one of the young girls that I used to work with, it was a learning difficulty, and she was about 15, but she was about 6 or 7, a mental age of sort of 6 or 7. She was never going to get to. She was never going to be able to catch up. She was always going to be really, really young in her mind,
right,
and childlike. And she would have to be in some kind of residential care for the rest of her life. I'm wondering if she had something like that, because obviously it would have been around then. It's just people wouldn't have been able to put a name to it.
Right. Also, because her family was wealthy and, in good standing, everybody knew them, they oftentimes would not address having a family member that wasn't quote unquote perfect. That's why they still have the joke about keeping the crazy uncle upstairs in the attic, because you would not bring attention to it or tell people about it, because it was taking your, like they say, putting your laundry out for the whole world to know. That would not have happened. That would have been a very private, personal, family issue that you wouldn't have gone around sharing with everybody. They could have thought of it as something that was embarrassing. And I mean, she was 32, still living at home. That was very unusual. And the way she acted, like, oh yeah, I had a dream that tomorrow my dad might be killed. That was extremely childish.
Yeah. That's very, very true.
So it might not have been common knowledge that she had something like that. It wouldn't have been. From everything I know of that era, it would not have been common knowledge. With her degree of wealth, where they didn't have to tell anybody, she could be taken care of in her home. With her degree of wealth, their standing in the community, it wouldn't have been known by anybody else.
Do you think that, obviously, she'll have to have attended, she would have been called as a witness to the trial, sorry, or the inquest, as it must have been.
Mm-hmm.
Even if that, people started to be aware that maybe she wasn't a full shilling.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think that would have gone in her favour? Or
Yes, but she didn't testify in her
she
trial.
didn't? Ah.
No, she didn't.
That's strange, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
It's so, makes you wonder if the money had something to do with it.
The thing is though, if I was her lawyer and I started talking to her and realized, like, oh shit, here's what the deal is. She's not mentally the age she is physically. Could a prosecuting attorney push her into saying, yeah, I did it, admitting it?
Yeah.
Breaking that down, attacking what is essentially a child's mentality on the stand could make her admit to it. So, I mean, it was pretty smart not to put her on the stand. Hardly anybody these days accused of murder, at least in the United States, actually go on the stand here. It's always thought to be best not to have the accused murderer testify on the stand. Because if they put a period in the wrong part of a sentence and it doesn't match up exactly the same as a report did, then it makes you look like a liar. If the prosecuting attorney hounds you and you say to him, I've said the same thing 3 times. That's what they want. They want you to show a temper. So it's very rare to have a defendant testify.
It's like do you remember the case of the runner, the para-Olympian runner, South African,
yeah. Yes.
who shot his girlfriend?
Yeah, through the bathroom door.
Yeah, and that's what they did with him, basically. He did testify, and he just dug his own hole, really, didn't he?
Yep.
Dug his own hole.
A lot of people think, have a narcissist. Okay.
Yeah, narcissistic.
Yeah, I haven't been drinking, by the way. It just sounds like it. A narcissistic personality would think, I got this. I can outsmart them.
Like Ted Bundy.
And yes, and I'll go testify for myself. Ted Bundy was so narcissistic, he was like, I'll be my own lawyer. But it's always their lawyers always try and tell them no. I mean, of course they can, but it rarely works out. They think, if I could just tell the jury my truth, they will understand. And in general, I get that. Like, if you are truly innocent, I understand. Like, I want to tell them they'll believe me if they can hear my voice. But it doesn't usually go very good.
No.
So, my point being that I can't imagine if her lawyers figured out that she had this slow.
Yeah.
I don't even know what to call it, but they wouldn't put her on. I mean, that would be stupid.
Right, the next point. At the time of the murder of Andrew Borden, Lizzie claimed that she had been in the loft of the backyard barn for 15 to 20 minutes, looking for lead sinkers for a fishing excursion.
Yes. And eating pears.
It doesn't. I don't think it says anything about eating pears.
She said she was eating pears, but they didn't find any up there.
Police found the loft so stiflingly hot that it was difficult to believe anyone would voluntarily remain in such a place for as much as 20 minutes. They also found no footprints in the loft that could substantiate Lizzie's story. So yet
Right.
again, she is being proved wrong. But she
Yeah. Yeah.
does it seem to you that a story keeps changing? Or
Well, it's convenient that there's 2 murders taking place in your house, and you just happen both times to. Well, the first time it happened upstairs, so you were downstairs. You couldn't go upstairs because what if then you'd have to have seen your mother. So you had to have said you were outside. But where's this window washer girl? Where is she? Because she said if she, I don't know, it depends on which version is true. Was she outside washing windows or was she now inside? Because if she was inside, why didn't she hear anything?
well, she must have been finished by now. I mean, they can only have so many windows. It's not as though she was
Yeah, and
cleaning.
this is a 90-minute period. Yeah. Yeah. Maybe she killed him.
Maybe.
Maybe they both did.
Maybe.
Maybe they worked together.
Oh. Ooh. And number 9 is a good one. Lizzie had a strained relationship with her stepmother. They usually ate their meals separately. Some theorise that Lizzie resented the fact that her father transferred a Falls River property to Abby's sister rather than to her. Please note that during the interview, Lizzie insisted that Abby be described as her stepmother, not her mother. Ooh. Dun, dun, dun.
Interesting.
They really didn't like each other, did they?
No, and Lizzie felt that her stepmother had married her father for his money.
Yeah, she was quite a few years younger than him, wasn't she?
Yeah.
But she probably did.
Well, yeah, she did. He wasn't a nice guy, so why else?
Oh yeah, she must have been a horrible
Yes.
person. Really, really horrible.
Yeah, I don't think she married him because of his personality. And he was old, so he had a shit personality. He was old. He was worth a lot of money. Might as well marry the guy with one leg into the coffin. That's what I was thinking. And
Yeah, it's always a way, though, isn't it? The stepmother never, especially when it's daughters that you.
Yeah, women get jealous.
Yeah, crazy women.
Yeah, crazy women. I'm just gonna leave it there.
Although Lizzie appeared to have a somewhat better relationship with her distant and foreboding father, there were problems there as well. Lizzie was outraged, for example, when her father beheaded pigeons in the barn loft, for which she had built a roost. Her father thought the pigeons attracted neighbourhood boys who broke into the barn to hunt the pigeons. It's a bit random.
That is real random.
You used to behead the pigeon. You know, what is wrong with this family?
Yeah. That was your only option? Couldn't you just let it open and let him go? Maybe they ate them. Can you eat pigeons?
Yeah, you can we eat them in this country.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, wood pigeons, they're different than city pigeons. They're nice, actually.
They're different than what?
Well, the pigeons you have in the city, which are all dirty and yucky and horrible.
Yeah, they call them flying rats or something like that.
But in the wood, in the rural areas, we have things called wood pigeons, which are it's the same breed, but they're a lot cleaner and they eat sort of stuff from insects and things like that.
Huh.
And they're a lot bigger and they make I tell you what, they make really, really nice pate. If you like pate,
Never had it.
really, really nice, and it's very gamey.
Oh no,
Uh,
I'm done. You got me there. I won't eat anything gamey.
yeah, they're really gamey. But see, I like that. I like that kind of flavor.
Yeah, my husband does too. Although not like extremely gamey, but okay, so maybe they ate them. Otherwise, why couldn't he just let them go? And that is so random. Boys break into your property to hunt your pigeons. Why are they hunting them? They're in a pen.
Yeah, maybe the boys wanted them for food.
Yeah, that's really
The boys
that's
did.
why she hated him. Okay. Isn't it strange? I'm thinking about the fact that they ate their meal separately. Did that not make her father feel uncomfortable? Did that not make her father have any resentment towards his new wife?
Well, he just seems to be a horrible person anyway. So
Yeah.
I mean, would it make any difference really?
Did her sister I wonder if she ate with the family or if she ate with Lizzie.
Excuse me, my tummy. Sorry. Right.
Anyway,
I'm trying to find about a sister.
what?
Trying to see if there's anything about a sister's just away. It's nothing mentions a sister at all. A week before the
Yeah,
murder, following an apparent family argument, Lizzie and her sister Emma left Fall River by coach to New Bedford. When Lizzie returned, she chose to stay in a rooming house for 4 days rather than in her own room in the family residence.
mm,
Oh, let me see if there's any more to that. No. So she just really, really, it makes you wonder what the argument was about. It doesn't mention anything.
mm-hmm. Hmm.
Hmm. The next point's quite interesting. In 1891, cash and jewelry was stolen from the master bedroom in the Borden house. It was an open secret that Lizzie was suspected of having been the thief. Lizzie also had been accused by several local merchants of shoplifting.
Oh,
Yes, it says in brackets, yes, murder is different from stealing, but it does suggest that Lizzie was hardly the model daughter.
right. And by the way, I just found out that it was both Lizzie and Emma. Her and her sister didn't eat with her father and her stepmother.
Yeah, there's definitely it's a dysfunctional family, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it really is. Hmm.
It makes you wonder as well. Sorry to keep interrupting you. It
That's
makes you
okay.
wonder as well. Did the sister know something because she
Yeah,
cleared off?
yeah. I
She
wonder.
she she did one.
Mm,
Makes you wonder, doesn't it?
yeah. Interesting. I guess that okay. So, um, it says here that tensions have been growing within the family in the months before the murders, especially over Andrew's gifts of the real estate to various branches of Abby's family. After their stepmother's sister received a house, the sisters had demanded and received a rental property, which was the home they lived in until after their mother died. And their dad made them buy it for $1. That was only a few weeks before their murders. But then they sold it back to their dad for $5,000, which was the equivalent of about $140,000 the night before the murder.
Crazy, isn't it?
Yeah. I don't understand why he was giving all these properties to his new wife's family.
No, it's sort of asking for it, weren't it? Really?
Yeah.
Well, Well, maybe not asking for that to have his brains beaten.
Right. And also, I think this is in the in that series that you were watching, that for several days before the murders happened, the whole family was like violently ill with a stomach bug. They had accidentally left mutton on the stove and probably got food poisoning. But the mother-in-law accused them of trying to poison somebody of trying to poison them, and said that her husband wasn't a popular man, so there was people who would want to kill him. So it's weird. It was like kind of building, and in the week before, even his wife was talking about somebody wanting to kill the father. Maybe
Yeah.
that's why Lizzie. It could be maybe why Lizzie had that on her mind.
Yeah.
That's possible. I'm seeing that she was a Sunday school teacher, and she helped immigrants learn English. Um, I don't know about her and her personality or the slowness, but it couldn't be an excuse why somebody trying to kill her father was on her mind. If her
Yeah.
stepmother was ranting that they all got sick because somebody was trying to kill their dad.
Yeah. Excuse me. The next point 13, is quite strange. Immediately after discovering immediately after the discovery of her parents' bodies, Lizzie sent various persons who came to the help on various errands. It seems strange that a woman would choose to remain alone in a house if she thought a murderer still might be hiding nearabouts on the loose. That is how it's said, by the way. That's really bad English. Be nearabouts on the loose.
Okay, explain this to me again. They came to the house. Did they know about the murders?
Yeah, immediately after the discovery of her parents' bodies, Lizzie sent various people who came to help off on various errands. It seems strange that a woman would choose to remain alone in a house if she thought the murderer still might be nearabouts on the loose.
Well, is this her discovering the bodies, or
It doesn't say. It doesn't say. It just says after the discovery of the parents' bodies. It doesn't say who discovered them. But
I don't think that's strange.
I think she did discover the bodies because she started calling for the
Yeah,
maid on the other bit, the trial. She
father's
started.
dead.
Father's dead. Yeah.
I don't think that's strange.
You don't.
No, because
You
I
don't. Yeah.
I feel like when I watch a lot of true crime stories and stuff like that, and no matter how the person who finds the body or who is the spouse, no matter how they act, it's always deemed inappropriate, whether they are too sad or not sad enough, or calm. This Her mind could have been. She lived a very rigorous life. Her father, scheduled everything she did, and she led a very rigorous life. So who knows? Maybe her mind went into, I have to get this done and this done and this done. When my grandfather died, my grandmother, um, we were all standing around in the hospital room, and my grandmother turned around and said, "Okay, I have to go get him what he's going to wear. I have to go send his obituary to the newspaper." I went home and basically performed these tasks. I was the one who went through and did everything. She was task minded. It helped her. It helped her
Deal.
deal. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I hate to judge people by their reactions after somebody dies what's normal and what's not normal. Because my grandmother, you know, they'd been married for 65 years. They were each other's, you know, first love, and
Yeah.
it wasn't that she didn't care. It was just that she went into task.
Yeah.
And who knows, maybe Lizzie did that. I hate to judge people like that, like, oh well, she wasn't sad enough, or she cried a lot. Don't you think that was excessive crying? You know, I just hate that.
Yeah. You've got to be careful, haven't you?
Yeah.
Taking into account how people will react. Yeah, yeah, I agree with that. It's like people when a child gets abducted,
Yes.
do the press conferences with the parents. They watch the parents for how they react or don't react, or
Under
if
a
they react.
microscope.
Yeah, and it's like, you know, what is the right way to react, because everyone's different.
Well, I don't want to get. I'll talk to you about this
Yeah.
more in a different thing. But one of the parents of the children who were killed in a grade school killing, I'm not going to name which one right now, because I don't need those people coming. Anyway, he had to speak to reporters, and he had a nervous laugh before he got on. He saw how many people were there, which was a lot. And he had a nervous laugh, like kind of like went, you know, and then got on stage, and it set in motion a we're not supposed to use the word C, the C word that comes before theory on YouTube anymore. It just has to be theory now. Or
so
yes, or yeah, or we get our
yeah.
channel, our videos removed. So it set in motion a huge C theory that he was faking it, that he was an actor, blah 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 blah. You know, so to be watched under that kind of a microscope, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's like if any, God touch wood that this would never happen, but if anybody ever abducted one of my girls and I had to do a press conference, I would be so angry. I would be absolutely wanting to bloody murder somebody, or the person that had done it, and I wouldn't probably be able to hide that.
Right. Yeah. Oh, well, you know that you and I are very similar.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. I wouldn't want to be judged on my reaction. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you have other facts you would like to tell us about?
The last point is something that you brought up earlier. On August the 7th, 3 days after the murders, Alice Russell observed Lizzie burning a blue corduroy dress in the kitchen fire. When asked about it, Lizzie explained that she chose to destroy the dress because she stained it with old paint.
Mm-hmm.
You've already.
Sorry.
No, it's fine. Excuse me. So I was thinking that she was setting fire to the dress outside in like a fire, but obviously they would have had a cold fire, wouldn't they?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So she was burning it inside the house. So I don't know who Alice Russell is, but
isn't she the maid?
No, I think the maid was called something else. Maid Bridget Sullivan.
Oh, let me go look.
Sure.
Let's see.
And maid Bridget Sullivan was outside washing windows.
Let me see who she is. She's somebody who is just, they call her a Lizzie Borden's turncoat friend. Okay, nice. So there's other suspects. One of them being, one of them being, let's see, I want to make Dr. Seabury Bowen. And in testimony given, Richard Powers, who was a retired state prison guard and a Maryland historian, posed this theory. He said that Dr. Seabury Bowen, who lived across the street, didn't get along well with Andrew Borden, killed Andrew and Abby and removed the murder weapon in his doctor's bag. Powers suggested that there was ill feelings between the doctor and the Bordens. And there was testimony that said, on the day of the murder, I was coming towards Fall River. I met Dr. Bowen and a young man in a carriage driving so fast that I thought at the time someone must be dying. I am well acquainted with him, but I never saw him look so wild. It was about 15 minutes to 11. The doctor had a hold of the reins with both hands, driving for dear life. But they never, Dr. Bowen apparently wasn't even questioned as being somebody who could do that. People think that it was Lizzie, but she couldn't have done it with her own hands. And then I wanted to read this. Oh, by the way, Russell was the one she told about the dream to. That Alice Russell was the one she went and told I'm a psychic, I have a dream. And then let's talk about the weapon. The fact that I just said that the weapon had been taken away. They found an axe in the Borden's basement. And they used that at her trial as the murder weapon. It was broken, I believe. The handle was broken. But since then, there has been tests run on the axe and whatnot, and it was not the murder weapon. The property was scoured for the murder weapon, and it was never found. To this day, they don't have the supposed axe that was used in those murders. They thought they had one, but back there, But even then, there was no hair on the axe, no scalp. I mean, I guess it could have been washed, but they never found the handle. So she was acquitted because everything they brought against her couldn't prove that it was actually her. And another thing that they told the jury and the people that the motive for Lizzie killing her parents was money. Or not her parents, her stepmother.
Yeah.
And her father was money, which, since he was basically giving away their inheritance, you can see that that could be a motive. But it was a motive for both sisters. Both sisters were unhappy about this. And Lizzie bought a house, a very fancy house in a very nice neighborhood, and didn't live a lavish life. She chose not to leave her hometown. She still went to church every Sunday. She was basically shunned, and she died at 66 years old from pneumonia. There was theories that Lizzie was physically and sexually abused by her father. which drove her to commit the murders. That theory was also printed in a newspaper at one point, which, if not true or true, whatever, was unfortunate for Lizzie. I'm sure that in those days and times, they didn't really talk about such things. So, but like I said, she did move to a really nice neighborhood, and then she changed her name, which is funny because she changed her name. Like, she lives in the same town, right? Yeah. She moved her sister with her into this really nice house, and then she started calling herself Lizbeth Borden. Like, you're not fooling anybody. That's another childish thing to do, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like, look at me. They won't know who I am if I give myself almost the exact same name.
Well, was Lizzie short for Elizabeth, or was it just Lizzie?
It seems like it was just Lizzie. Or maybe it was originally, I don't know, maybe it was Lizbeth. They called her Lizzie, and then she went back to using Lizbeth. And if it had been her father who had called her Lizzie, and if she had been abused, that could be something that she would change. I really don't know.
It's difficult, isn't it?
It's very, very difficult. And in those days, they didn't really bathe like we bathe now. So if she had killed her dad and her stepmother and gotten all that blood, wouldn't there have been stuff in her hair, on her body?
Well, yeah, I think there would have been, but I don't know about you. I started off convinced that she did it tonight.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not sure.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I really just don't know. I mean, I can see why they did have to let her go. There wasn't a preponderance of evidence. It's a very strange case. I think it's possible that maybe her and if the maid knew what was going on in the house and felt a sense of, if Lizzie wasn't maybe she was slow, maybe she felt a sense of needing to take care of her. Maybe they did it together. Or the maid did it. Or something. I don't know. I really just don't know.
Where could she have put the axe? Because she didn't.
That's the weird thing. Where is the axe?
If they're completely convinced that she didn't, it wasn't the axe that they found. The axe that they found wasn't the murder weapon.
Yeah.
She didn't leave the property.
Right. And there's been thousands of people in that house since, and the property.
Where, how?
Yeah, where did it go? Seems like somebody took it, right? Somebody took it with them. Was it the guy who lived across the street? Was it the doctor?
That's why I was going away. Was speeding away.
Yeah, and that's why he was speeding away. And, maybe the doctor knew what was happening. Took it upon in his own hands. Who knows? I don't know. There are things that when I die, that I have this list of things that I want to say to God. I realize that we're supposed to ask the meaning of life, but I would like to start off with, like, John Benet Ramsey. What happened there? Lizzie Borden. You can tell me now. Just like John F. Kennedy. Give me the facts. These are the things I want to run as president. So I can look at some secret book and be like, UFOs. Okay, I'm gonna read this.
America's
Area 51. By the way, Did you hear that in the Denver International Airport, they have installed talking gargoyles?
No, but it doesn't surprise me.
Right? Oh, did you send me a video? Oh, yeah. It's Maya's talking, by the way, for those of you who can't hear. I'm telling you, the Denver airport, you just need to stay away from it.
What are they saying?
I can't remember. They make fun of people who walk by. That's nice.
Oh, God, we never know. But
I wish I had a job. I wish I had that job. Like you're somewhere with headphones on and a microphone and you're watching people walk by and you're the gargoyle. Oh my God. That would be the ideal job for me. Like, dude, socks and sandals. No.
move your fat ass.
Yeah, stuff like that. Like, did you have a mirror before you left the house? Did you look in it?
Or you get dressed in the dark.
Yeah. Does your family hate you? They let you out of the house and that? Yeah, I would love that so much. I'd get fired. But my first day would be glorious. I would love that. I'd be like, hey, you, this is your conscience speaking. You should tell your wife about the affair. And then just let them walk on by and see how their vacation goes after that. It'd be great.
Crazy.
So I started off this not knowing if Lizzie Borden was a murderer or not. And I still don't know if Lizzie Borden was a murderer.
Be interesting. It will be interesting to see what people think in the comments. If they could say what their thoughts are, and what do they think that she did it, or if they think that she didn't do it, who do they actually think did it? It would be good to read some comments and get everybody involved that way.
Yeah, that'd be great. So if you guys would do that, go ahead and leave your comments. If you have some insider information, let us know. I believe that next week, Jory and I are going to be doing a podcast. If things work out, and Rob and I will probably do one if things don't. So you'll be hearing from us. Yeah. And if, like I said, if you're not already subscribed. I did that the first time. If you're not already subscribed, go ahead and do that and click the thumbs up and go ahead and leave comments. Tell us, yes, nice ones. That would be helpful. If you guys have suggestions for podcasts, we're always open to hear something. Right, Rob?
Certainly are.
Yeah. So you guys can do that too. Rob and I both have groups. Mine is called Exolite. Rob's is called
Paranormal
Supernatural. I was going to say super normal, and I thought that's definitely not it. Rob puts information on both of those pages. He does such a great job. If you guys are interested in the paranormal, weird, creepy, new movies coming out that are weird, creepy, scary, you're going to like it. So feel free to do that. Also, I am having a contest right now. If you go look at the video that says it's our birthday, I have been on this channel for 3 years. Yay!
Happy birthday!
Oh, thank you. 3 years ago on March 1st, I did my first video. Crossed my fingers, and I was like, if I could just get to 1,500. I'm almost to 1,700 now. Look at me. If you guys want to enter that contest, the rules are you must be subscribed. Yes, I can tell if you are or not, in case you were wondering. B, you can't use false YouTube accounts because YouTube can tell if you do, and they take those off. 3, or C, where am I? What am I? You have to leave a comment on that page. Not a hi, not a I hope I can win or something. I want something uniquely you, something funny, something observational, something scary, something quirky. Whatever you are, leave a comment that
Human or alien? Everybody's
alien
welcome.
especially. Yeah, lizard people. Totally fine.
Yeah.
Everybody. And I'll be picking a winner for an Amazon gift card, which is pretty fun. So if you guys go over and do that, I'd appreciate that. And I guess that would be it. Isn't it?
Yeah, can I just say one thing that's got absolutely nothing to do with Lizzie Borden or anything like that?
Yes, you may.
I would, if anyone is planning on going to see the new Captain Marvel film, the the Marvel Comics one, the Marvel Universe, I would be interested to see what people think because it is supposed to be the biggest pile of doo-doo ever. I would really, really like to know what people think about it. Is that
Okay.
random?
That was random, yes. That's okay. It was better than the direction our conversations usually go in. So, all right, let Rob know. Is it a pile of doo-doo? Is it not? Thank you, Maya, for being my moderator tonight.
Thank you, Maya.
And I guess we'll say goodnight now. Good night.
Good night.
You go get some sleep, Rob.
I will. Thank you.
All right.
All right. Goodbye.
Bye.